presently wandering into a puzzling and neglected locale of Room Explorer 1, which was sent off over 40 years back, is uncovering realities that even the most prepared researchers find agitating. Since it was developed utilizing less trend-setting innovation, we take a gander at the dumbfounding disclosures of Explorer 1, a 45-year venture past space which challenges how we might interpret the universe by giving us disclosures as undertakings into the obscure. This old spaceship SH is as yet voyaging billions of kilometers from Earth. Be arranged in light of the fact that right when you accept the account would wrap up discreetly, it shocks us with signs that go against the most recent mechanical headways. This mission, which was laid out in 1977, has not just extended restricts yet in addition broke them. A horrible disclosure that reclassifies the unimaginable is going to occur. Get ready for the thing that's inevitably coming for Voice 1. Also, return frequently for additional updates. Back in 1965, 2 space apparatus were ready to go on a journey that would steer history when something mind-blowing occurred in the area of room travel. Gary Flandro, at the start of the space age, a gifted engineer at NASA's Stream Impetus lab, needed to utilize only a pencil to sort out the most immediate way for a shuttle to take a request to come to the far-off gas monsters Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Furthermore, any Neptune. Flandro made a critical revelation when he understood that in the last part of the 1970s and mid-1980s, each of the 4 planets would arrange precisely overhead, making an exceptional enormous course. In light of this plan, a spaceship could utilize the gravitational posts of every planet to go from Earth to Neptune in only 12 years rather than the standard 30 anyway. Since this arrangement just happens once every 176 years, it was a rare opportunity. NASA realized they needed to act quick, so these missions were wanted to take advantage of this exceptional planetary arrangement. Nobody had anticipated that these investigations would turn into landmarks in history subsequent to voyaging farther than any past space apparatus and proceeding to circle the globe for more than 40 years. Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 keep on giving significant information that extends our insight into the universe. Also, uncovers a bigger number of shocks than anyone might have envisioned. These gadgets have persevered through significantly longer and voyaged a lot farther at first expected to work. For just 4 years they have worked for significantly longer and have ceaselessly bewildered us en route. At first, they returned staggering pictures of the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, showing us that these far-off universes are undeniably more energetic and alive than we could have at any point envisioned. We likewise saw ice volcanoes emitting and fields moving drastically change how we see these far-off universes. Explorer 2 was at the front of this examination, turning into the first shuttle to pass near Uranus in 1986 and the main one to pass quickly Neptune in 1989. It has found new information from places in excess of 14 billion km past Earth, which is the size of an old Volkswagen insect. These shuttle have outperformed all forecasts and are as yet growing our information on the universe. Similarly, as the Explorer rockets set off to explore Mercury, their underlying course to Jupiter expected them to cross the dangerous space rock belt atop a sea of much conversation during the 1970s. Luckily, Explorer made some more straightforward memories exploring this blocked region in light of the fact that past missions like Trailblazer 10 and 11 had done so securely. They became space investigation trailblazers because of Venus giving them with a gravitational lift in strategy never utilized before. However, this was no simple accomplishment. The edge for blunder was very tight, and it now and then expected many endeavors to take care of business. Achievement or not entirely settled in a matter of minutes. How about we investigate the far-off signals sent by Explorer to tackle Secrets from profound space. The Explorer shuttle's PCs must be very clever to deal with all of the assignments related with their central goal, since they just had 69 KB of memory, which is considerably less than whatever your cell phone can store. They utilized an TRCK tape recorder to hold the information. Furthermore, a transmitter is feeble as it cooler light to transfer it back to Earth with 12T wide dish radio wires. The spaceship had the option to impart by means of radio waves that went at the speed of light. However, correspondence was testing since Explorer was billions of kilometers away and extending each second. For example, it took almost 18 hours for signals from Explorer 2 to arrive at Earth, and it turned out to be to an ever-increasing extent hard to recognize the weak signals coming from the shuttle due to the rising number of signs coming from Earth, including those from televisions, radios, and phones. In spite of these challenges, the wayfarers have continued on in getting back with surprising new revelations from the most distant compasses of space, and their work has changed and expanded how we might interpret the gigantic neglected regions past of our planetary group. The Oort cloud, an area far away, is comprised of ice protests that are kept set up by the gravity of the Sun. The explorers are bit by bit making their way toward this locale, which stretches out almost most of the way to the nearest star closer to us. The heliopause, or edge, of our nearby planet group indicates the point at which our system straight and the bigger universe broaden. Assessments of its distance before the Explorer rocket shown up enormously, yet many accepted it to associate with 50 galactic units far off, which expanded help for the undertaking by furnishing us with close-up perspectives on areas we won't ever see up close. The Explorer's proceeded examination assists us with grasping these faraway pieces of room, yet these pointers were missing, which confused the specialists. Specifically, they were looking for an ascent in enormous beams, which are quick high-energy particles from cosmic explosion blasts and other high-energy occasions. This was not the case. Regularly, an ascent in these infinite beams would show that the space apparatus had entered interstellar space, as opposed to the heliosphere, a monstrous attractive boundary that safeguards the inward nearby planet group from outside. Inestimable risk was hindering the larger part of the lower energy grandiose beams as the rocket moved farther away. The group, keeping watch on Explorer, additionally intently checked any change in the attractive field. Researchers were significantly more confounded at the point when they tracked down no progressions to the roast gases in the interstellar medium, which is formed by the attractive fields of close by stars, since they had anticipated them to have an alternate attractive design from the heliosphere solely after passing the heliopause, or edge of the heliosphere. Did Explorer 1 beginning sending back intriguing information to Earth, affirming the anticipated expansion in grandiose beams. This occasion showed how unforeseen and testing space travel can be, while additionally offering significant new bits of knowledge into what interstellar space is genuinely like. Amazingly, as Explorer 2 moved from a locale of room shaped by the attractive impact of the Sun to one impacted by different stars, there was no indication of any adjustment of the attractive field around the space apparatus. In November 2018, Explorer 2 arrived at the heliopause, which is 120 galactic units AU from Earth. In a similar area, its twin had arrived at 6 years sooner. Significantly more perplexingly, Explorer 2 recognized no progressions in the attractive field, challenging customary way of thinking. Individuals, by and large, expect that the attractive field would head in a different path as it started its unbelievable excursion towards the edge of our planetary group, now and again known as the interstellar obstruction. Next, we investigate the secrets that resist our current understanding. Nearby planet group's wilderness specialists estimated about the heliosphere limits and anticipated that it would contract and grow like the sun-powered wind because of the sun's 11-year movement cycle. In any case, in light of the fact that the sun-based wind was serious areas of strength for so Explorer 2 landed, the hypotheses could generally not make sense of the bizarre discoveries given this power. The heliopause ought to have been more than 112 cosmic units from Earth. The Explorer tests at first saw the slight changes at the heliopause caused by heliosphere to heliosphere cooperations as they came to interstellar space. However, from a further distance the attractive fields appeared to remain genuinely steady. This dissimilarity prompted discussions in regards to the precision of our ongoing models and whether the space apparatus will ultimately leave these turbulent areas and view as the valid interstellar attractive field. While some researchers figure the explorers might in any case be inside the heliosphere, others state that they have begun to enter interstellar space because of the test's perceptions of a huge expansion in cosmic enormous beams and plasma thickness to completely comprehend the heliosphere. We want a test that can notice the planetary group from a huge span. This new information has ignited master discussions and addresses one of the principal issues confronting space investigation right now. It's like attempting to see a whole room through fishbowl. Unfortunately, in spite of the way that we never again utilize out-of-date innovations like replying mail and VCRs, the Explorer rocket keeps on working effectively regardless of all chances. They're using incredibly crude programming on hard equipment that is nearly 50 years of age instead of using multifaceted coding. The underlying engineers kept things straightforward. Explorer 1 has 4 functional instruments now, though Explorer 2 actually has 5. A device that changes heat from the radioactive rot of plutonium and energy controls the shuttle. In any case, NASA should pick which frameworks to keep working all together to ration energy, since they lose around 4 watts of force each year. The warmer for the grandiose beam indicator wick